Rico Robles is about to go live online. Catch All Out Monster hit music, All Out celebrity interviews, All Out showbiz and sports news, All Out fun, an exclusive on the Monster. Catch the stream on the Monster Facebook page at RX931, the Monster YouTube channel at RX931, and twitch.tv/Monster RX931. Your All Out host, Rico Robles. Stand by and enjoy the program.
I'd be putting on a nice shirt today. There's a reason for all of this. Why? Well, it's nice to have her back. It is a journey of sorts for this artist. The last time we had her on the show, she was competing to be Asia's next top model. Now, this time around, we get a message. Oh, wait, she released a song. We're playing her song. And next thing you know, she's going to be here on the show. And I'm like, oh, really? We're going to have her back on the show. Why not? Ladies and gentlemen, let's have the very lovely ADELA MAE Marshall. Hi.
Hi. How are you?
Good. Look at you. You got music now. I know you're back. Welcome back. So how's it been? How's everything? For the last time we saw you, it was Asia's Next Top Model. You were going for the finals. And then from there, what happened after that? How you been?
I've been good. It was such a long time ago now. It's like 4 years. I was 20 back then, and I feel like a whole chapter of my life has happened since. But obviously, I think the last time I saw you, the finale hadn't aired yet, so
Yeah,
I had to
right.
keep that a secret. So now that people know, I didn't win, but it was such a great experience, and afterwards, just making the Philippines proud, and everyone was really happy. I just felt very accomplished in my own way.
For that one, when it ended, when it comes to that, does it give you more campaigns for more opportunities? Do people get phone calls to land more gigs, or is it more of okay, what's next? Do I go to showbiz? What's usually the turning point when it comes to that?
For sure, there were definitely a lot of opportunities. I think Asia's Next Top Model, one of the reasons I joined, it was because I knew that it was such a huge platform. Obviously, it airs not just in the Philippines but across Asia, and there are platforms to view it even abroad. So it was there were a lot of options for me. I was really blessed to either stay in the Philippines or sign with agencies abroad, showbiz. And I think for me it was really important that I spent at least that first year afterwards in the Philippines, because the Philippines is what nurtured me. That was why I joined, represent the country. So I really stayed first. I was really lucky to work with amazing brands, have platforms and opportunities to speak on that I didn't when I was just a model with no name, right? Because usually when you have a model that's popular, you don't necessarily know a lot about them. They're just sort of hangers, right? And now it's oh, what I have to say was kind of important. It was weird.
You have a
so
voice, right? You have a voice, and you have influence to be heard. Now, ADELA, from there, I remember doing a news bit about you signing with GMA7. So that was, are you still with GMA7, or that's already done and you're venturing into music? I mean, did you do some TV shows from there?
No, GMA, I ended up signing with them for about a year, but that was right before the pandemic hit. So we had signed an initial contract for 1 year to see how it went. Most of that was sort of workshops at the time, and I learned a lot. I was super grateful, and they gave me a lot of opportunities, but we never really got around to doing TV work. And then the pandemic hit, and I decided not to renew. We mutually decided maybe we should stop for now. And then music was really my passion anyway. It was sort of sure, this is an opportunity that I didn't want to regret not trying, but I think in my heart I knew it wasn't really for me.
I mean, did you always write music? Did you always create music, or were you just singing covers online? I know Catriona Gray sang a lot as well, right? So, for you guys are super talented. But how did you discover, and when did you discover you're into music?
I'd always been into music. It's interesting, right? Because obviously I'm known as a model, But I actually like kind of ventured into the music industry when I first arrived in the Philippines. I was with Viva and I had released a song with them, but it was completely different. It like wasn't
Mm,
really like my vision or anything like that, because music was kind of like what I had seen myself doing as a kid. Like when you ask, like, oh, what do you want to be? Oh, I want to be a pop star when I grow up. I want
mm,
to be like Britney Spears or whoever it was when I was like 7. But I had played guitar since I was 6
mm,
and then piano since I was 12. So singing kind of naturally came along with that. You know, it sort of
mm,
lends itself to singing. And then that was kind of the rise of YouTube and like people posting covers. So
mm,
watching that, I think it was just like the natural step to be like, oh, I should try that too. I had no idea if I was any good or not. And I was
mm.
posting these covers and like no one was watching them. But I guess the first time I kind of got good feedback was like winning a school talent show, and I was kind of, it went straight to my head. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm a singer.
I could be a star, right? It could
I
be
know,
something.
like there's something here.
And what were you singing when you entered the talent show? What song were you singing? Were you singing Mandy Moore songs? Were you singing Britney Spears
No,
songs?
I sang The Man Who Can't Be Moved by the Script. I
Oh
remember very
wow.
clearly. Yeah, yeah. And then like from then on, I started entering other contests, but like with original songs. Yeah.
Can you can you can you give us a sample of the man that can be moved? Like the
Oh,
chorus part, just the chorus part. We want to see the winning
okay.
piece.
How does it go? Yeah. 'Cause if one day you wake up and find that you're missing me, and your heart starts to wonder where on this earth I could be, thinking maybe you come back here to the place that we meet, and you'll see me waiting for you on the corner of the street.
Wow. That's just amazing. Oh, my chair is turning. It's like the voice, you know. It's like my chair is turning. That's what it is. Did you ever try to join a reality show here in the Philippines? Was there ever a venture that you wanted to join The Voice or the other like Idol Philippines?
No, no, I haven't. I think I was always intimidated because I know, like, obviously Filipinos are renowned for being incredible singers, but
Mm,
there's also like the stereotypical like Birit queens, like they're all
mm,
like felt, and like that's definitely, I can't compete with that. So I just thought
mm.
I don't have a chance if I join something like that.
So I can imagine when you signed with Viva, so they gave you the song, of course, or was it something written you wrote? And I could imagine the genre. Was it Tagalog? Was it English?
It was Taglish. Like
Mm,
they very much had a vision of like trying to make me relatable, because obviously I was like
mm.
fresh off the boat from the UK.
Mm,
And they like actually gave me the topic. They were like, I remember I went in for a meeting. They were like, write 2 songs, write
mm,
one love song, and then one song in Taglish. But at the time, like I didn't speak or understand any Tagalog. And they were like, when
mm,
you write about that, write about being a half Filipino, like your experience with that. And I
mm.
had no idea what to say, but they ended up going with that. I wrote like a draft, and then they passed it on to a songwriter. So I'm like credited as a co-writer, but I don't know if I can really claim that.
But can you imagine when you wrote a song like that and then you have to tour with it and then you have to live with it
Yeah.
in every mall show every single day. So I mean the songwriting part it's very vital, right? If you're a singer songwriter that is really
Yeah.
pouring your heart out there. Now you have a new song in the city that doesn't look good on you. What's the song about? What's the story about this one?
The city doesn't look good on you. It was kind of like, honestly, when I started writing it, it was going to be like a love letter to my experience in Manila, in the city. It ended up more of like a breakup letter, I
Mm,
guess. It's sort of, as someone who didn't grow up in a city, I
mm,
found when I moved to Manila that like a lot of us live kind of with 2 versions of ourselves, right? It's very small. We all kind of know each other. Even today, right? You and I kind of realize, oh wait, we both know all of
mm,
these people. And so it's very rare that you meet someone that you don't already have mutual acquaintances with. And because of that, we kind of have a version of ourselves with people that we're close with and can be vulnerable with, and then also a
mm,
version that everybody sees when they don't know you so well. And that, so the city doesn't look good on you was kind of me realizing that someone I get along with when we're close and we can be vulnerable with,
mm,
even though what we have is great and our relationship is really special, it's not going to work out when we have to go out into the real world because we have to play another version of ourselves.
Ouch.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
when you pen this and you let Underdog, your label,
Hmm.
hear this, I mean, how was the merge of it? You know, they do say that it takes a good artist, a great artist, or it takes a good artist and a great label to make great things happen. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So, tell us, how was it transitioning first with Underdog? How did you come across them, and how did you meet them? The people under the label, and what did they tell you when you're writing this song?
Yeah, actually, it's a really interesting story because during the pandemic, I
Mm,
really kind of had this whole like existential quarter life crisis where I was like, oh my gosh, what if everything I've done until now has like just been luck and actually I have like no talent, I'm like not good at anything. And I really like was neglecting music even though it had always been an outlet for me. And so I like had like this whole like tough love speech with my mom, and I cried, and she was like, "You should just like do it because it's your passion. Like you don't need to get like a certain validation from it. You just do it because you enjoy it." So I ended up posting a cover of "Gone" by Rose from Blackpink, just like a short thing
mm,
on my Instagram, and it ended up doing like a lot better than I had anticipated. I don't know why. I don't know why it was like that song or if it was me or whatever, but like my friends especially were really touched by it, and for a long time they had known I had wanted to get back into music at a more
mm,
serious level. And so my friend, shout out to Marvin Olivares, who is a huge fan of Morissette, who of course works with Underdog, had heard of this label and
that's him
sent
right
in
there.
my video. Yeah, he's watching. Had sent in the cover to them and was like, "You should check her out. She's gonna be like the next big thing." Whatever, really hyped me up. And
Mm,
then like the next day, they were like, "Oh, can we set up a Zoom meeting with her?" And then we
mm,
just all clicked immediately. I think the Underdog team is such like a nurturing group of people for creatives. They really kind of
mm,
give you that space. And like obviously coming from like Viva, which is this sort of like powerhouse, like star maker,
mm,
I didn't really have like my own identity then. And like
mm,
with Underdog, I was able to sort of explore that, and there was no like wrong answers. They're like, well, if this is what you want, like we want to hear like all of your ideas. So when it came to picking a song, I had like a few finished songs or like semi-finished songs. The City
mm,
Doesn't Look Good on You actually wasn't finished at the time, but I had like a rough demo of like two verses and a chorus.
mm.
Um, and we were listening to all of them, and they had just asked me straight up, like, which one of these songs do you like the most? And I said, even though it's not finished, like I have a gut feeling about this one. And they're like, okay, game, let's do it.
And then the rest is history. We're
But
hearing it now
yeah,
on the radio. And how do you
yeah.
feel? Well, how did you feel the first time you ever heard it here in the Monster? Your song the vulnerable song that you have written in the notebook in the middle of pandemic, questioning life. How do you feel about it?
It's so surreal. It's so because like in some ways, like I've been sat with this for so long, and then like now that
Mm,
it's out and people can hear it, it's almost like, oh, it's not just like a voice inside my head. Like
mm.
other people are hearing this too.
And for you, Adela, is this what's the next step? Are you releasing a full album? Is it a show? Is it a concert? Is it a showcase? What's in store for all your fans after this song? Because this song, you can feel it. It's in the background. It's playing in the background. You won't hear it
Mm-hmm.
online, but on air, you are hearing it. And after our interview, I'll be playing it as well. So, what's
Mm-hmm.
next in store for you?
I mean, I'm always writing, so I'm hoping to release an EP next. And of course,
Mm,
like now that things are opening up again, hopefully play a few shows. I know at Underdog, obviously, they have stages sessions, so hopefully, even like pre recorded or recorded live sets. Just like getting back out there, like performing it, I think is like why musicians make music, right? It's like to do it, the actual doing part.
And then, how are you live? Do you have a piano or do you have your guitar, or is it just you and microphone and a little stool and you just sing a song?
I would say me, like just Adela, like I feel comfortable with like the guitar in my hand. Like I wouldn't know what to do with my hands if I didn't
Uh,
have an instrument there. But I have experienced the other end of it, like just sort of standing there, like, do I dance? I can't dance. What do I do? So hopefully there's like something I can like hold and then hide the shakes of my hands.
Can you imagine you at a mall show, right? You're like sitting there dancing TikTok dances while you're
Hmm.
playing your songs. But here on the show as well, Adela, we're excited for what's in store for you and for all your fans. But here on the show, we do have all out questions and just some fun random questions. If Adela May is not working on songs, what is it that she enjoys doing?
I'm such a homebody, really. So just like watching films. I'm like kind of into K dramas at the moment. That's my thing for now.
Who's your biggest crush when it comes to K drama?
Oh my gosh, I don't. Oh, I'm not sure actually. I don't know. I think maybe the what am I watching at the moment? I just watched this show called Business Proposal. I don't know what the name of the actor is, but I was invested emotionally. I believed that I was the lead girl while watching it. It was worth it.
Do you get the whole K drama experience that you buy some Korean food and you eat while they're eating? Do you get that whole? Do you get? I have friends who do that. They get some
Yeah,
some Korean food and they sit there and they really get the whole experience.
sometimes I feel like it's also when they eat on the shows, like they just
Mm.
eat so well, like they really look like they're enjoying it, and so you want to as well. But I've also done a few like K drama drinking games.
Mm.
That's quite, there's like a lot of cliches that you can be like, okay, every time this happens, take a shot of the soju or whatever. And
It's like every time somebody touches their hair, shut.
yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah,
funny. That's funny.
yeah.
That's something that people should try. All right. So for you as well, Delamay, for show business, who are your showbiz barkada? Just curious. Who are your showbiz friends, the ones that you're always hanging with that not a lot of people know?
I think it's interesting. Like, obviously, there is this like overlap with like the modeling industry and showbiz, but I think for the most part, I haven't. I don't really interact with a lot of people from show business. It
Mm,
can be quite tricky also because like everyone's schedules are always like mismatched. Everyone's like constantly on standby. I guess
mm.
everyone. I mean, I have a lot of like ex PBB friends, but most of them aren't in showbiz anymore. So
Mm.
I feel like I don't know if that counts. But shout out to Margot Midwinter and Trisha Santos.
All right. And what's that one thing that people should know about Adela May that they should look forward to?
Ooh, but they should look forward to. I guess just like I said before, like as a model, or like being known as a model, I didn't really get to like compared to like maybe actors or something. I feel like typically with singers, you get to learn a lot more about them, especially as like if they write their own songs.
Mm,
Whereas like actors and models, like they generally remain anonymous because they have to sort of fit into a fantasy to sell, right? Or like someone else's vision. So I
mm,
guess like they can just look forward to getting to know me more, a bit more personally, vulnerably, and I guess more about what I think about things and my experiences that perhaps maybe like you can't really have in a conversation or like a live on like Instagram or something. So
mm.
hopefully through more original music, people can get to know and understand me a bit more.
What's the most challenging part about writing a song and putting yourself out there? And what's the most fun part about writing
Mm.
your own song and putting yourself out there?
I think, I guess, like in terms of putting it out there, it's hard when you're writing about an experience that's very personal to you. And also, like, if maybe it involves, something that you've experienced with someone else, right? Because it's like, is it just my story to share? Do I have like the right to be, even if the other person remains anonymous or,
Mm,
if it's like a good story, even it's just like, do I have the right to share this? Will people interpret this the right way? Um, but that at the same time, I guess that's also the most fun part, right? Like being able to sort of, as someone who's actually quite introverted in real life, I don't think in conversation I always get to say exactly what I think. But like with
mm,
songwriting, I really have that time to think about the words I want to use and like how do I really want to express myself, or like even maybe like I didn't say this at the time, but this is actually how I felt about it. And it's therapeutic to sort of reflect in that way.
So you write the feelings that you were feeling there, then you're gonna think of the right words to actually put it together. So there's no rushing the process
Mm-hmm.
of songwriting, and that
Yeah.
when you put it out there and you release it as a record, you have defined ingredients, just like a great dish. Then it's out there
Mm-hmm.
and it's gonna be hitting the charts. Hey, okay. And last but not least, before we let you go, I know you got a busy schedule, Adela.
Mm-hmm.
What's gonna be your speech when you win your very first Grammy? When you're up there, right in the stands, they do
Oh
say
my
you gotta
gosh.
manifest it, you gotta claim it. And with this
Right,
song,
right.
with the musical journey that you have now, you just won Best New Artist. You got a Grammy. What's gonna be your speech?
Oh my gosh. I would like to thank my mom. I guess, if I were to win a Grammy, I think I can't accept it without acknowledging that before I believed in myself, there were other people that believed in me. Oh wait, why am I getting emotional? This isn't even happening. But like, yeah, to people who believed in me, like when I didn't even believe in myself, when I was like too hard on myself,
Mm.
when I like didn't give myself enough credit, there were people that saw that in me, and even if like that gave me the space to like mess up so that I could create something, and that other people were able to relate to that, maybe in the same way. I think is the only reason that I would hope is the reason that people like and listen to my music. And so, thank you.
And
And
then
for the Philippines, yeah.
raise that Grammy, and you're like, "Hey, for the Philippines, that's what
Yeah,
it
yeah,
is." Adela, thank you. Thank you very
yeah.
much. Invite all the fans, all your fans, and all the monsters that are tuned in right now to do requests for your song here on the Monster.
Hi, everyone. I'd like you all to request for my debut single, The City Doesn't Look Good on You. You can also get it everywhere else if you want. Like, it's there, no pressure, but The City Doesn't Look Good on You, out now.
Thanks for making us cry with this song. You have a great dinner now. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much once again, and we look forward to more of your music. Hopefully, when all is well, we'll have you here live on the concert
Hmm.
series and watch your shows live as well, and clap as loud as we can and get all vulnerable and teary eyed with your tracks. All right, you take care always. Okay.
Thank you. You too.
All right, take care, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, Adela Mae Marshall. Bye.
Bye.
There you go, monsters. It is indeed a journey that you guys got to catch. And, from her modeling days now to her music, do request for her song. She did invite everybody once again for Facebook, for YouTube, for Twitch. My name is Rico Robles. This is another exclusive Monster interview.
Monster exclusive interview only on Manila's hottest Monster RX 93.1.